ended up doing this stuff.
Okay, so what I've done here is we've commented out different IP addresses, and we've gone through different examples of if conditionals to be able to take a look at different things. So I'm going to run through these one at a time. You can follow along with me as well. So I'm going to uncomment the first one. I'm going to go ahead and run it. And you'll notice that the first if statement is just simply that. Right? There is no follow-on information. It simply checks to see if it's the IP or not. If it is, it prints out, yeah, hey, look, this is the one. The second one gives a little more granularity because now if it's looking for a particular IP address, it winds up then telling you, hey, look, this particular one needs to be modified because we're dealing with another one now. There we go. That one's better.
Let's see what the ifs. There we go.
So if you save that and rerun it, so that winds up being checked. And then the last one is what's called else if. Okay, the way in which it's written within Python is the context elif. And so if you continue to have those, but at the very end you will always end up with an else. Okay, so if you have multiples of these, so I wanted to be able to show you the standard one, the situation where it's just if it's not one thing it's something else, or if it's multiple things. Okay, very simple. And then all you can do is just make your modification. You want to delete one, bring another one in, then obviously this will change. Okay. Now, question for you. I changed it to the new IP address. Why did we have 3 results before but only 2 results now?
Well, that's what I'm looking at here. I'm still looking at the first one, and that says the IP address is 200 dot. The IP address is not 200.100. And it says the IP address is, so it's the same all along, but the if-else statement is the 84. How come those are not returning results?
Well, take a look at the first. I'll give you a hint. Take a look at the first if statement. It's only checking for one thing.
Right.
If it doesn't see that one thing, it just lets it essentially go through. It's like a filter, right? It's filtering out for one thing, and if it doesn't see that one thing, it just moves forward. It doesn't do anything at all. Okay, it's like a pass.
But
You
I'm
really
saying
think about it that way.
On the second line 14 up there, if it equals the 84 dot address, then I get that. I understand that. But when I run it on the first one with the 200,
yeah. So let's comment that out. Let's go back to the first one. Let's run it. So the IP address is because it filters that.
I didn't change anything on this, and I see is 200, is not 200, is 200.
There's a typo at line 17 in the original.
Yeah, I had said.
To change the IP on that. Take a look at the.
See this here?
Roger, roger.
Okay, so
Got it?
that's what I was talking about earlier about making that modification.
All right.
So I noticed it when it ran. So now let's go ahead and go to the third example where we get an instance here. And so once again, it goes through the first statement, doesn't see anything, goes through the next statement. Since we have another check, it'll say, hey, this isn't the 84 address. And then the last one, it's gone through all 3 instances until it gets to the else statement, and then it prints out that final line. Okay. Now, a lot of times, these are for the examples for printing and doing different things, but these are going to be powerful constructs for when we go through and start determining, hey, look, is this particular IP on my network or not? Okay.
Can you, from here, call the bash command?